Hey everyone, I'm Chris. I recently had a chance to sit down with a good friend, Kathy, and do an interview based on some of the questions that have been coming up over the campaign for the last few weeks. Whether the questions were campaign related or just about our personal life and what's going on. We've took portions of that video and of that interview that we're going to roll out, and so this is one of those portions. We hope you enjoy. Thank you.
So what do you think are the key issues in this election?
Right. So when you look at key issues and you think about the chairman position as a whole, there's hundreds of responsibilities, if not thousands of responsibilities, because it's one, as the chairman of the board, but two, as the day-to-day operations manager of the different departments. So it's hard to sit and narrow it down to a quote platform of just a few issues. I do think that there's some priorities that I've learned over the last year or so, talking one-on-one with people and paying attention and just being a part of the community. Number one is what we talked about just a moment ago, jobs. We've not done a very good job historically in our community to bring new career opportunities, and I think that that's caused our middle class to suffer. If you look at our economic makeup in Pickens County, we've got an extreme high end and we've got an extreme low end. And both have required a lot of attention because of that, but we lack that middle. So we lack that opportunity for people to thrive. So I think creating, seeking out, recruiting, being a part of bringing those jobs, which I know we've recently brought in an economic development director that's going to be an opportunity for us to chime in and be a part of reaching out for that. But jobs is what I would consider to be a number one priority. Infrastructure going along with that. I think they're hand in hand. In order for economic development to exist, we've got to have the infrastructure for it. Our roads have got to be able to handle the traffic that's going to come for businesses. Our water and sewage capabilities have got to be there. Right now in the county, our water is limited in terms of the amount of volume, and sewage is non-existent outside the city limits. So I think that for the initial surge of economic development, we've got to be able to partner with the city of Jasper to help them expand and be capable of bringing in that for their infrastructure. But we've got to look long range too. We've got to have a vision for where to go in the future. If we want to expand some of those opportunities, we've got to start laying the groundwork. Along with infrastructures, working with our telecommunications companies in today's day and time, and with pretty much any industry, especially if we try to reach out into the technology industry, we've got to have the internet capabilities and the telephone capabilities to support that. So trying to help support able to bring fiber in as we're doing projects on these roads to try to expand where fiber's going. I know that there's been a big push for bringing that, but it's all part of that comprehensive plan meeting that I discussed. There's some incredible things in terms of where these types of industries can go. We've just got to start making the way possible. We've got to start putting things in place. So infrastructure, I think, is the second huge one. In speaking with people, I know Parks and Recreation has been a big topic. I know that that's a service that's provided that in the past has not generated enough revenue to support itself, but I think that there are ways that we can do things. But if you sit and listen and talk, and we're still playing ball on the same fields that I played on as a kid a long time ago. We're still swimming in the same pool that I swam in as a kid a long time ago. And I think that there's things that we can do to expand it. They're still not lit. We don't have lights on our ball fields except for one primary field, so it limits the schedule. There have been a lot of people throughout the community wanting to see us expand into the east and west sides of the county, and I think that there are actually some business and landowners that want to be a part of that, similar to the beginning of what we have today with Roper Park. Roper Park was land that was donated by Dr. Roper to be able to provide it, and we've got those same kind of opportunities throughout the county. So I think that jumping in and taking advantage of that and expanding to make the walking paths a little bit better, a little bit more feasible for people to go out and get on those. I think one of the big fourth, and it kind of goes along with infrastructure, is roads. It's the end of a SPLOST year and it's an election year, so I know that there's been a ton of paving that has started taking place over the last couple of years. So there's a lot of residents that are excited that they now have had their roads paved. There's also a lot of very commonly driven roads where traffic counts are high that still have not been touched. And so there's a kind of a discrepancy at times in determining which roads and how the order of which ones should be priority versus which ones aren't. the difficult thing to try to come out and make a statement. If it's my road, it's obviously the one that I hope is going to be the priority. So regardless of where it's at, but I think we've got to look at specifics so that we're actually following a standard that's treated fairly. What's going to impact the most people in our community, and work our way out from that. Obviously, it'd be nice if we could pave them all, but the reality is the cost that's associated with it. We've got to be able to weigh in with that. So I think roads are another huge topic, and keeping our tax base low. I'd say if there was a fifth area, continuing to keep our millage rate as low as we possibly can. Those other items that I discussed, especially with economic development and infrastructure development, they kind of work against each other at times. In order to build our economy, sometimes we're going to have to invest in our infrastructure and to find ways that we can do that without having to increase our taxes. I think we've been fortunate that we are one of the lower millage rates in terms of county government in our area. There's a wide range of millage rates out there, and we've done a good job with keeping that. And so you have to give credit where credit's due with the current Board of Commissioners, that they have kept our millage rate low. We've got to be able to do everything we can to fight to continue to do that so that we make this an affordable place to live as we start to strengthen things up. So just in summary, yeah, those are just 5 things. I know that they're 5 of what would be hundreds of things that are there, but I think that they are very important.